Round of applause for your host, the Big 4-4. How you guys doing tonight? My name is Jerry L. Sheeley, and I'm glad to be here. I am in Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, I know Cleveland is not your next vacation destination. And we had some rough neighborhoods in Cleveland. We had neighborhoods so rough in Cleveland, I used to wear a bulletproof diaper. My pops used to say, somebody change that boy diaper. It smelled like gunpowder. Yes, we had rough neighborhoods in Cleveland too. We had yard sales like they have yard sales here at the roads. On our yard sales, everything was brand spanking new. And now I know you go to a yard sale and everything brand spanking new. You are not at a yard sale. You at a crime scene. Shop fast. Don't you hate? No offense to the Big 4-4, but don't you hate big folks coming to your house? I hate to see them coming. My relatives come to the house. I put my furniture in storage. Right? They used to come over. I used to take the couch and turn it over and put a sheet over it and call my house a museum. Serve them food on a small plate. Y'all eat, walk around, and get on out. Right? And my friends do me the same way. I go to my friend's house for movie night. They ask me, do you mind standing up? I'm like, for the whole movie? They're like, yeah, man, you can lay down if you want to. So I stopped by a furniture store on the way home and grabbed some business cards. I said, I got some referrals coming for you. You know, I stuttered a little bit, and I wanted to know why I stuttered. So I checked my family history, and I found that my father also stuttered. Rest his soul. So I said, now I remember when he used to talk to me when I was in the crib. He used to say, Dad, baby, want a bottle? And I couldn't talk, but I would look at him and say, speak to myself, man, just slow down. Take it easy. So he kept bringing me a bottle. He'd say, Dad, baby, want a bottle? And I still couldn't talk. So I would think to myself, and I'd say, man, if I become a stutterer when I grow up, I will hunt you down. So I began to talk a little bit. My pops would come and say, Dad, baby, want a bottle? So I finally had a chance to say something. I said, man, just give me the bottle, man. To Catch a Predator. Love that show. Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC. Love that show. Right? Chris Hansen walks on a guy in some young girl's house, 13 years old. He comes in the kitchen with his bag of supplies. He's dancing and everything, Chris Hansen walks out. Hey, what are you doing? He said, whoa. Hey, he said, I'm Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC. What are you doing? He said, I'm here to meet a friend. I said, well, how old is she? He said, 13. He said, well, how old are you? He said, 39. He said, you think it's okay for a 39-year-old man to come and see a 13-year-old girl? He said, I'm not going to do anything. He said, okay, you're free to go. He gets outside, cops everywhere. Down on the ground. I want to take Chris Hansen to a few other places where perverts hang out. Like teen clubs. You go to the clubs and 15, 16-year-old girls are in there dancing. You got 35, 40, 45, 50-year-old men that come to these clubs. So I want to bring Chris Hansen in there. Guy comes in the club, shows his ID card, got an inappropriate age individual in the club. So he sends a decoy over. The young girl goes over to the guy. She said, hey, you're hot. You want to dance? He said, sure. So she leads him to the dance floor. Now he's an older guy, so he's doing the robot. Old dancer, watch out now, right? So he spins around one time, the girl walks away, and Chris Hansen walks up. He says, hey, what are you doing? He said, I'm dancing, getting my groove on. He said, how old are you? He said, I'm 39. He said, is it okay for a 39-year-old man to be dancing with a 15-year-old girl? He said, I wasn't going to do nothing. He said, okay, you're free to go. Guy gets outside, down on the ground, right? Also want to take Chris Hansen to some of these children graduation shows. You got some perverts coming out there, going to these shows, watching kids. Oh, I love watching the kids. Oh my, clapping feverishly, right? Chris Hansen walks up and asks the guy, hey, what are you doing? He said, I'm just loving the kids, watching the kids. I like watching kids do things in their outfits. He said, how old are you? Guy says 55. He said, okay, do you know anybody here? Guy said, I don't know a single soul in this building. He said, you think it's okay for a 55-year-old man to come to an elementary school graduation and be so happy and clapping feverishly? He said, I'm not going to do anything. Guy gets outside, cops say, down on the ground, one more place for Chris Hansen to go. My wife likes to sneak away and go shopping in Williamsburg, her and her girlfriend, when they should be at work. So I'm going to call Chris Hansen to follow her up to Williamsburg. So he's in Williamsburg and she's up there, so I called. I said, hey, honey, how's work? She said, we're working hard today. I said, guess what? I'm in the area, coming for lunch. She said, no, not today. We're busy at work. Okay. So Chris Hansen goes with my wife. She's in the mall up there in Williamsburg shopping. And he goes over, he said, hey, Miss Sheeley, how you doing? She said, hey, I know you're Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC. My husband loves your show. He said, yeah. He said, what are you doing? She said, I'm shopping, me and my friends. He said, ain't you supposed to be at work? She said, I can't believe he called Chris Hansen on me. My wife gets outside, cops outside, down on the ground. Clothes too big. My wife and I go shopping, and she's like, honey, try that shirt on. I said, I'm not trying that shirt. That shirt is too big. You see how big that shirt is? I can't fit that shirt. She said, go on, try. I want to see how the color is. I put the shirt on, I could barely get in it. A friend of mine named Dinky, when I was coming up as a kid, we stopped by his house one Saturday morning, and his mom's in the kitchen. And she said, Dinky, didn't I tell you to take that trash out before you left the house this morning? He's like, yeah, Mom, I'm here now to do it. She said, I know you're here to get it now, sweetie, but just didn't I tell you to take the trash out before you left the house? And didn't I also say, don't let me have to tell you again? He's like, yeah, Mom, you told me that. Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it now. Stop tripping. His mom said, she had an old wooden broom with the real big wooden handle on it, with the straw on it. She grabbed the bottom of that broom and she cracked him across his head with it. And he had what's called a speed knot. You know what a speed knot is? That's that knot that comes across your head really, really quick. It's like a big knot and a split in it. So he's bleeding in the forehead. He's outside trying to explain to the friends what happened to his head. I said, listen, you go ahead and explain it to her, or I will. So he said, well, me and my mom was in the kitchen playing last Saturday. I said, well, you were playing, but she wasn't. One more joke. House smells. I'm a professional real estate agent. I can go to a house, open the front door, take a sniff, close the door, and tell you who lives there. I go to a house, I smell fried chicken, take a sniff, close the door, smell, I'm sorry. Get my sniff, go sit in my car and wait till they come home and verify my skill level. Open the door, I smell fried chicken. Who live there? Black folks. Open the door, I smell Chinese food. Who live there? Black folks. Thank y'all for coming. My name is Jerry Sheeley. I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.